Fashion today presents itself as more inclusive than ever. Extended sizing, diverse campaigns, and global accessibility all suggest that the industry is finally embracing difference. But who is actually being included and where? This video explores how contemporary fashion retail, using Uniqlo as a case study, recognizes inclusion through visibility and space, revealing how exclusion is restricted rather than eliminated within contemporary fashion culture. Drawing on Susan Bordeaux's concept of disciplined body, the video essay examines how retail environments continue to privilege thinness as the visible and socially legitimate ideal. Also engages with fat studies, particularly Bishop, Rice, and Evans, to explore how sizing systems contribute to the social construction and marginalization of fat bodies. Focusing on the distinction between online and in-store retail, the video argued that the absence of extended sizing from physical spaces constitutes a form of inclusion without visibility, where consumers are accommodated economically but excluded from the visible center of fashion culture. Fashion is often presented as a form of self-expression, but in reality, it also organizes and evaluates bodies. John Entwistle argues fashion is fundamentally about body, shaping how it is understood within social space. It determines which bodies appear legitimate and desirable. Fashion doesn't just show us clothes, it shows us which bodies matter. As Charles Taylor argues, visibility is a form of recognition. To be visible within social space is to be acknowledged and legitimate. While absence from view can result and marginalization, retail space is therefore not neutral. As Bell and Valentine argue, spaces of consumption communicate who belongs and who does not, producing an implicit image of default consumer, one that is closely aligned with thinness. In stores, sizes often stop early, large, maybe extra large. The sizes exist, just not here, not on the shop floor, and that absence isn't accidental. It keeps the store looking visually controlled. Mannequins display a steady silhouette, and clothing racks repeat a limited size range, reinforcing a narrow representation of the body. Notice what is missing.
I was the bigger sizes, non-existent. There was less than nothing, I can't lie.
Larger sizes exist, but only online.
Oversized clothes online.
Diversity is acknowledged, but only in ways that do not disturb the dominant visual order. Uniqlo presents itself through its life-wear philosophy, simple, universal clothing. Clothes for everyone, but not everybody appears in the store. And this isn't just Uniqlo, it's a pattern, a much wider one. Uniqlo begins in Japan, a context where slimness is not just common, it is quietly expected, where the idea of normal body is already narrow, already disciplined. It's about cultural norms, about which bodies are seen as standard and which are not. When this model moves beyond Japan into global markets like the UK, it doesn't simply adapt, it travels with its assumptions. Globally, larger bodies are not rare. According to the World Health Organization, over 1 billion people are classified as obese. And yet, these bodies are almost nowhere to be seen within fashion spaces, not in the window displays, not on the mannequins, not on the show floor. So the issue is not visibility in society. Bordeaux provides a framework for interpreting these arrangements, arguing that the body is a side of cultural discipline, shaped through the normalization of particular ideals. Uniqlo's retail structure reflects this process. Rather than excluding larger bodies outright, it recognizes them into less visible spaces of consumption. As Bishop, Rice, and Evans argue, the clothing size system produced disparity and segregation, shaping how bodies are valued and categorized. Fat bodies are often positioned as both hypervisible and invisible, subject to scrutiny, and yet excluded from normative representation. In this context, Uniqlo's online-only provision of plus-size clothing can be understood as a form of managed inclusion. Larger bodies are acknowledged within the market, but their presence is contained in order not to disturb dominant visual norms. This reflects a broader shift in 21st century retail culture. Inclusivity is therefore achieved through access rather than through visibility. Visibility is, however, not merely symbolic. It's a key mechanism through which cultural legitimacy is produced. To be visible within the store is to be recognized as part of the imagined consumer public, while being available only online positions certain bodies as peripheral. In conclusion, normative body ideals persist despite apparent attempts towards inclusivity, as such strategies remain incomplete without the visible and material presence of diverse bodies within retail space. It organizes it, regulates it, and determines where it is allowed to appear and where it's not.